Hey Calgary homeowners and buyers, 2022 saw record high sales and double-digit price growth. If you're selling your home or thinking about buying a new home in Calgary in 2023, you want to make sure you get the best price possible and are up to date on what is happening in the Calgary real estate market, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to go over the highlights from CREB's December 2022 real estate market update for Calgary and the surrounding areas. 2022 saw record high sales and double-digit price growth. December sales eased, however, slowing sales over the second half of 2022 were not enough to offset earlier gains as sales reached a record high of almost 30,000 units in 2022. Over the past several months, the pullback in sales was also met with a significant pullback in new listings, causing further declines in inventory levels. As of December, there were only 2,200 units available in inventory, making it the lowest inventory reported for December in over a decade. Housing market conditions have changed significantly throughout the year as sales activity slowed following steep rate gains throughout the later part of the year, said our chief economist Anne-Marie Laurie. However, Calgary continues to report activity that is better than levels seen before the pandemic and higher than long-term trends for the city. At the same time, we have faced persistently low inventory levels, which have prevented a more significant adjustment in home prices this year. Benchmark prices eased to $519,000 in December, down nearly 5% from the peak price in May, but almost 8% higher than last December. And while prices have trended down annually, they remain over 12% higher than last year's levels. The housing market in 2022 generally outperformed expectations both in terms of sales and price growth. For more information on the 2023 housing market, join us at our forecast conference on January 24th. The detached market has felt most of the impact of higher rates as pullback in sales in the year's second half contributed to the year-to-date decline of over 7%. While there have been some gains in new listings over the last quarter, much of the growth has occurred in the market's upper end, supporting more balanced conditions. However, supply levels for lower-priced homes remain low relative to sales activity, causing that market segment to continue favoring the seller. Overall, the detached market has seen activity shift away from the strong seller's conditions reported earlier in the year. Now, prices in the detached market have trended down in the second half of the year as the December benchmark price of $620,000 has eased by just over 4% from the June high. The recent adjustments have not erased all the earlier gains as benchmark prices reported an annual gain of over 14%. Now, annual price growth has ranged from a high of 19% in the southeast, north, and northeast districts to a low nearly 8% in the city center. Further declines in sales this month contributed to the year-to-date sales decline of nearly 3%. While sales have eased relative to last year's record levels, activity is still far stronger than long-term trends and levels reported prior to the pandemic. At the same time, new listings have been trending down for this type of property, keeping the inventory and months of supply relatively low compared to historical levels. While conditions are not as tight as earlier in the year, there's been some downward pressure on the prices, and the monthly benchmark price peaked in May of this year and has eased by nearly 4% since then. However, on an annual basis, benchmark prices remain nearly 12% higher than in 2021. The North District reported a higher annual price gain of over 18%. Let's look at row properties. Now, significant reductions in new listings weighed on sales over the last few months of the year. Now, despite recent shifts, annual sales in the city reached their new record high of 51 and 53 sales in 2022. Not only was it a record year, but sales were nearly double long-term trends. Higher lending rates are driving more purchasers toward more affordable row options. While new listings were still higher than last year's levels on an annual basis, the recent pullback combined with relatively strong sales has caused inventory levels to fall. As of December, inventory levels were at the lowest since 2013. This has ensured that this segment of the market continues to favor the seller. While prices have eased by just over 1% in June, overall year-to-date prices are nearly 15% higher than last year. So unlike the other property types, apartment condominium sales continue to rise above the previous year's levels throughout the year. This caused year-to-date sales to rise by 50% to 6,221 units, a new record high. Demand for affordable product along with renewed investor interest thanks to rental rate growth helped support sales growth. Gains in this sector were also possible thanks to growth in annual new listings. However, like other sectors, the increase in new listings was not enough to outweigh the sales growth, and inventory levels trended down to levels not seen since 2013. After several years of being oversupplied, the shift to tighter conditions supported annual price gains of nearly 9%. While price gains occurred across every district, citywide prices remain well below the previous highs reached back in 2014. Regional market facts. Let's look at Airdrie. Sales in Airdrie have declined since April, mainly because of the significant drop in detached home sales. December was no exception as sales slowed compared to last year's levels. Despite recent declines, year-to-date total residential sales increased by 7% and has set a new record high of just under 2,469 units. Regional population growth combined with relative affordability of homes in Airdrie compared to Calgary are some factors supporting the record sales in 2022. Now, while new listings trended down in December, saw a general rise in new listings in this market. This has helped support some recent year-over-year gains in inventory levels over last year's exceptionally low levels. And recent adjustments in both sales and inventory levels have caused the months of supply to trend up from the strong sellers market conditions reported earlier in the year. However, conditions remain relatively tight with less than 2 months of supply. The December benchmark price in Airdrie has eased by over 6% from April peak. However, this is still 12% higher than last year's levels. Overall, the annual benchmark price was down nearly 20% higher than last year's levels. December sales eased, contributing to the year-to-date decline of 8%. The annual pullback in sales was met with new listings comparable to last year. This has helped support some inventory growth in the market, but levels are still well below what is typically available in the resale market. While inventory levels remain low, the recent pullback in sales has resulted in more balanced conditions, taking some of the pressure of price growth seen over the last 4 months of the year. On an annual basis, the benchmark price reached $504,000 in town and nearly 17% higher than last year's prices. Now, price gains were the strongest in both the detached and semi-detached sectors, where prices rose by 19%, establishing 2022 as a new record high price. Sales activity eased in December, but the year-over-year pullback over the past few months has not offset the gains reported earlier in the year, as year-to-date sales activity rose by nearly 2%. This growth in sales was met with new additional listings in the market, helping support higher inventory levels over last year's records, which were low. Even with some new inventory growth, conditions continue to remain tight with under 2 months of supply, placing limits on the price adjustments. While prices have trended down from the high seen in May, on an annual basis, benchmark price growth in the town was nearly 16%. Price growth was strongest in the detached sector, which for the first time pushed above $600,000 on an annual basis. Now that is your 2022 December Calgary and surrounding area real estate update. Now, if you're looking to buy your dream home or make a move, I can help you simplify the home buying and selling process. My name is Danny Green, and I'm your local realtor with MV Real Estate Group, RE/MAX First. I specialize in helping homeowners and home buyers navigate the real estate market in Calgary so they can move into a better home and improve their quality of life without having to worry about a thing. My email is danny@calgarysagent.com. My phone number is 403-605-6626. You can also DM me on Facebook, just search Danny Green. Or you can DM me on Instagram. My username is @CalgarysAgent. And even if you're not looking to buy or sell a home right now, but you want to learn more about the market, the process, and other mistakes to avoid and best practices to do, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I create lots of educational content. And click on the bell icon so you get notified when a video comes out, or again, just reach out. I love helping people, I love real estate, and thank you for watching your December 2022 Calgary Real Estate Market Update.